Rubix Talent Kids.
Hi friends, my name is Nidhish. Today I will be explaining the topic coal and petroleum. This topic will come for you in class 8 science. Friends, now let's learn about coal and petroleum. First, before learning about coal and petroleum, let's learn about what are natural resources. First, let's learn about natural resources. So, we have natural resources as air, water, soil, forest, etc. All come under natural resources because these all resources are available naturally, and these all are resources, so they are natural resources. There are two types of natural resources. There are two types of natural resources. They are exhaustible and inexhaustible. Friends, these two are the different types. These two are the types of natural resources. Now let's learn about these two one by one. First, let's learn about inexhaustible. Now, what are inexhaustible natural resources? These are the resources which cannot be exhausted, which means they will never end, like air, water, sunlight, etc. The more you use them, the more they come. They won't end. Exhaustible resources are like the resources which would end if you use them frequently, like fossil fuels, the forest, petrol, diesel, etc. Those are the resources which can be exhausted. Now let's see about coal and petroleum. Friends, first let's learn about coal. So what is coal? Coal is the earliest fossil fuel which has been used by humans. It was used by humans very long ago. It was used in our ancestors' time, which means a very long time ago. Now let's see how is coal formed. Friends, now how is coal formed? Now this is an important question in this lesson. Now let's see how is coal formed. Long ago, due to many storms, trees got buried under the soil. So this is the soil and trees got buried under it. So these are the trees which got buried long ago due to storm. Now these trees, after 1,000 years, would slowly turn into coal. Now these trees turn into coal in the way of anaerobic bacteria. This bacteria turns these trees into coals. Now instead of trees we would take wood. Wood is converted into coal under high temperature and anaerobic bacteria. Here these trees turn into coal when they are in high pressure and there is no air, and anaerobic bacteria is acting on them. Then wood turns into coal. This process takes a lot of time. It takes like more than 1,000 years. Now let's see what are the different kinds of coal. Friends, there are 4 types of coal, which are peat, lignite, bituminous and anthracite. Now these are the 4 types of coal. Now here, this coal has the least calorific value. Now what does calorific value mean? calorific value means the amount of heat released when this is burnt. Now this peat doesn't release much heat. It doesn't release much heat. Now we will organize this in the increasing order. Now lignite releases more heat than peat. Bituminous releases greater than peat, and anthracite is the greatest. So here anthracite is the coal which is the most compressed. Now here there is a chunk of wood buried under the soil under very high pressure of heat and high heat pressure and action of bacteria, it becomes into coal. Now after some years it may turn into peat. After many years it turns into lignite. The more the time it is buried under the soil, the higher its calorific value increases. Now let's see about the different uses of coal. Now there are many uses of coal, which is one of them is used as fuel, used to iron clothes, coal is used to extract metals. It is used to extract metals. Coal is used to make coke, coal gas, and coal is used to make coke, coal gas, and coal tar. Some of coal uses are these. Now let's see the destructive distillation of coal. Friends, now let's see the destructive distillation of coal. Now coal is not completely made up of carbon. It is made up of dirt, soil, and many other things. It is a compound of many other things. Now heating coal at 1000 to 1400 degrees, coal can use 3 useful products. These are coal gas, coal tar, and coke. These 3 are the products which coal can give. Now let's see how. What are the uses? What are these 3 useful things and what are they used for? Friends, first let's learn about coke. Coke, it is the black greyish residue left after the destructive distillation of coal. Now after the destructive distillation of coal, we would be left with some residue, black greyish powder. That is coke. It is 98% carbon. Friends, coke is made up of 98% carbon. Now coke is formed by removing all the moisture and violet matter. Now coal minus violet matter and moisture gives rise to coke. Now some uses of coke are to produce carbides, then used as reducing agent. Since some uses of cokes are to produce carbides, to produce gases, and it is also used as a reducing agent in factories. Now let's see about coal tar. Coal tar, it is the black viscous substance formed after destructive distillation of coal. It has an unpleasant odor. It's very smelly. It is formed after the destructive distillation of coal. It is very black in color and it is also viscous. Now some uses of coal tar are to make explosives, drugs, perfumes, etc. These are some uses of coal tar. Coal tar is used to make explosives, drugs, perfumes, etc. Now let's see about coal gas. Friends, now let's see about coal gas. Coal gas is the gaseous substance released after the destructive distillation of coal is coal gas. Now it contains some gases like hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide. Now let's see what are the uses of coal gas. It is used for domestic heating. Friends, the uses of coal gas are heating purposes. Now in some domestic areas and some industries we need to heat things. For that they sometimes use coal gas. Now in olden days they used coal gas to light the streets. These are some uses of coal gas. Now let's see about petroleum. Friends, now let's learn about petroleum. Now what is petroleum? Now petroleum is also called as crude oil. Now this petroleum is found in the ocean depth, near the ocean floor. Now this is the ocean. Now it is found somewhere like here. It is found like here. It is lighter than water and it is in a very dark color. Petroleum is a dark viscous substance found at the sea depth. Now let's see how is petroleum formed. Friends, petroleum is just formed like coal. Now here we take the ocean floor. Now here are some organisms. Let's take some fish. Now after they die, there remains like the bones, some flesh, some their body skills all come down and gradually fall on the seabed. Come here till here. After some time, the soil forms, soil and clay all come over it. And just like coal, it also needs high temperature and high pressure. After many years, then it would form into petroleum. After this petroleum is formed, it starts to float. Now there were some non-porous rocks, which means that water can flow through it. Now this petrol flows through this and finally stops at some porous rocks, which means that any liquid cannot pass through it. Now this is how petroleum was formed. Now let's see the uses of petroleum. So here, just like coal cannot be used directly, so after destructive distillation of coal we get some useful products. Similarly, there is fractional distillation of petroleum which gives us some useful products. Now let's see how. Friends, now let's see the fractional distillation of petroleum. First, there is a tube from which crude oil goes in, and crude oil is heated at a furnace. Now it is heated up to 400 degrees. Now at T70 degrees we will get fuel oil. At 300 degrees we would get diesel. At 200 degrees we would get kerosene. And at 150 degrees we would get petrol. And petroleum gas would come out there. And then some gas would be released. That gas is called petroleum gas. Now let's see the uses of these parts. By the way, the place where all this happens is called petroleum refinery. Petroleum refinery is the place where all this process happens.